Now, the Birmingham Black Policing Charter is a new initiative focused on embedding community influence in policing and strengthening cultural understanding. Lee Jasper is an advocate for racial and social justice and radical constitutional reform. He was in Birmingham earlier this week discussing the Birmingham Black Policing Charter, and he joins us on the line to give us some more information. Good evening, Lee.
Good evening.
Good evening. Lee, can you tell us some more about the Birmingham Black Policing Charter and its background?
Yeah, it's an initiative of the Alliance of Police Accountability, which is a national network made up of organisations such as the Black Equity Organisation, Action for Race Equality, the National Black Police Officers Association, UK Black Pride, and the Black Equity Organisation. And we've come together really to form the Alliance of Police Accountability. And its two objectives are to try and tackle the issue of the lack of trust and confidence Black communities in local police services and address that by building forums of deliberative democracy and embedding police accountability in partnership with local police services. I'm delighted to say that West Midlands Police Service, recognising that systemic racism is a very real problem for them, has agreed to work with us to co-produce a Black Policing Charter for Birmingham, which is an opportunity for Black communities in Birmingham to say what 21st century anti-racist policing looks like. We hear a lot about what we don't like about police, and there's lots of commentary on that. And this is an opportunity to positively look forward and build a charter around what Black communities would like to see in anti-racist policing in relation to stop and search and other disproportionate use of powers.
And has the police race action plan been effective, do you think, Lee?
Not up until this point, and because we've got a lack of scrutiny at the local level on the National Police Chiefs Council's Race Action Plan. We worked with the NPCC for 18 months in co-producing that plan. So we have a confidence in the plan. However, there are 43 forces around the country, and not all chief constables have accepted that systemic racism is a problem in their force, and therefore there's a lack of engagement by some with the plan. I'm glad to say that West Midlands Police Service is not one of those, and having accepted the basic principle, have provided the space to have this co-production effort in building the charter.
It's good news what you said about, that West Midlands Police are not experiencing it like that, which is good.
Absolutely.
We've got elections coming up, local elections. And tell us about the rise in racist abuse during election campaigns.
Well, first of all, I would just want to say that we are working in partnership with Birmingham Race Impact Group. Each of the 5 cities where we're building this charter throughout the UK is partnered with an anchor community organisation with deep roots in the community. And so, as well as West Midlands Police Service, we've got a strong partnership with Birmingham Race Impact Group to ensure that the co-production process is locally produced. But in relation to the elections, I've been the founder of Operation Black Vote way back in 1996. What I've been concerned about is the increasing reporting from Black candidates who are finding themselves subject to racist abuse whilst they're out on the campaign trail. And in one instance, I know of an individual who actually was canvassing and knocked on the door of a family who was the family of somebody who'd been convicted of a racist murder. And we're very concerned that with the rise in racism generally and racist attacks and religious hate crimes, that we think it's incumbent really on local authorities and the police service to provide local Black candidates with the kind of information that they need to ensure that they can be safely engaged in canvassing and door knocking, and not inadvertently knock on somebody's door who may well be a threat or endanger their community safety. I think this is a new and very dangerous development in local democracy, and we'll be working with the Electoral Commission and others to try and think about how we can best provide the intelligence to Black candidates. Much the same as if a sex offender was to move into your area, you'd have a right to know who that was and where they were. And we think that people convicted of the most serious forms of racist attacks, and certainly including murder, I think that qualifies into saying to black candidates, you may want to avoid this house or that street or whatever it is.
That's good. I mean, outside of ensuring the safety of black candidates, what do you think is needed for the black community to gain trust and confidence in the police overall?
I think we've got to exert more democratic control over the police. That's partly why the charter process is being built through a process of deliberative democracy. There's lots of people in the police accountability space that say they represent communities, advocate on behalf of communities. But I think that if we bring some democracy to that process in terms of people voting for what they see as their policing priorities and what they'd like to see changes, and we present that democratic mandate with representatives being elected, then I think we've got a much stronger case where we can get agreement, such as we have with Midlands Police Service, that they are positively engaged and willing to engage in a conversation about the outcome of these charter processes, which we hope will lead to a 5-year local agreement. So we're very confident that I think that Birmingham, as an innovator in this space, it has the opportunity really to lead the country in tackling what's been, one of the most perennial and difficult issues between black communities and police, over the last 25, 30 years.
Right. Before I let you go, Lee, because this has been fascinating, for the community who want to be kept informed of the progress in this area, where can they find that progress?
Yeah, just visit the Birmingham Race Impact Group website. Just look them up, BRIG, and you'll see all the contact details and the information there. And we are really looking for participants, particularly young people, because unfortunately the struggle for getting the kind of policing we're all aspiring to is going to be something that's going to have to be continued by the next generation. So it's very much a legacy project from our perspective about ensuring that the next generation of young leaders have all of the resources, skills, data, policy analysis and support from national black organisations they need to be effective advocates on behalf of policing.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, Lee. Really important. Thank you. Thank you. Lee Jasper talking about the Birmingham Black Policing Charter.